So today on the agenda, I am going to give you an overview of community wealth building. What is progressive procurement? What do we mean when we talk about that? How Aberdeenshire Council are developing their approach to this, and my role as Procurement Development Officer. So community wealth building is a place-based economic development approach that looks to alter thinking by focusing on retaining wealth within local communities. Since its emergence, community wealth building has been a significant and growing movement, with a number of councils across the UK embedding this economic approach to build an inclusive economy that delivers increased opportunities for local people. So the approach is supported by 5 pillars. These are the spending pillar, which is what we'll focus on today, workforce, which looks at increasing fair work and developing local labour markets, land and property, which looks at financial and economic value that local communities can gain from land and property, inclusive ownership for developing more local social enterprises which generate community wealth, and finance pillar, which ensures the flow of investments and financial institutions work for local people, communities, and businesses. So as I said, we're going to focus on that spending pillar, which is supported by progressive procurement. So what do we mean by progressive procurement? In summary, by increasing the number of local suppliers that we engage with in our supply chain operations, we see a greater portion of our annual spend as an anchor organisation retained within our local area and bringing benefit to our local communities. So those benefits, they're positive social value, economic value, which is significant for our sector as we are responsible for spending the public pound. We want to deliver the best value for that money as we can. We want to utilise the resources that are available within our region and connect them with our local authorities and other anchor organisations. And there are environmental benefits by reducing road miles and delivery of products and services. And it offers the opportunity for our local businesses to expand, grow, recruit and develop the workforce and provide opportunities for future generations as well. So from our joint procurement strategy, this is how we intend to develop what we're doing and our approach to progressive procurement. And in summary, we want to work with the local market, raise awareness of the opportunities with the council, and promote the message that we are open for doing business and that we will support businesses in engaging with us. And what does this actually look like? So we're doing this through early supplier engagement. When we know we have procurement opportunities or that are coming through, we want to engage with the local market, make them aware of what's happening and when there may be something for them to tender for, engage with us. So we do that. I do that through working with our procurement service, which is the Commercial and Procurement Shared Service. We actually have a stand here today in the main partners area. They look after the procurement for Highland, Aberdeen City and Aberdeenshire councils. So I work closely with them to understand what's in their pipelines and then taking that to the local market. We encourage businesses also to explore alternative business models. A lot of businesses think they're maybe too small to engage with the council, but there's support for them if they want to work together, building consortiums and shared ownership business models, and we can get them through that process and help to engage them in that, and where there's guide them to the support. We also want to raise our awareness of our ambitions across our services internally. So it's a sort of two-pronged approach. We want to make businesses aware that we want to do business with them, but we've also got to make our buyers in our services sing from the same page as us in terms of looking to the local market first to supply their needs and understanding these benefits that we spoke about and what it means to them and how they can go about that. And I act as that conduit between them, the buyers within our services, and the businesses within our region. We also include community benefits in our tendering process. These include asking businesses to demonstrate their engagement as well within the local communities. So whether that's supporting groups within their community, or whether it's offering apprenticeships, work placements, anything that involves local people in developing like their business, also developing skills as well. And we work to connect businesses with additional support. So that could be through Business Gateway, Supplier Development Programme, Skills Development Scotland, making them aware of all the support that's out there for them within the local business ecosystem. So this is a bit about me, the Procurement Development Officer, and how I work to support like that strategy and that approach that we want to develop. So working with local suppliers and local businesses is absolutely key to what I do. I want to engage and learn about who's out there, what businesses are out there, who hasn't engaged with us, and what do they offer, and is there an opportunity for them? Particularly learning about new products and services that we maybe don't utilise just now that may bring us better value for money, or better time savings, environmental savings. So it's really like networking is really sort of key in maintaining those networks and keeping you informed as well of what's happening within us, within our organisation. So we really want to share that positive message that Aberdeenshire Council wants to do business with you, that we want to be a preferred customer, that there are so many benefits to you as well to working with us, and that we want to listen to you as well. So we also work in our services pre-tender, like I said, and do market engagement with you guys. So when, like I said, a service has a requirement, we can go to the local market and understand, what would be the barriers to them engaging with us, and how could we support them in their engagement, but how could we maybe shape our procurement to make it accessible for them as well. And this includes things like lotting our tenders geographically or by category to make it simpler and easier for the smaller local business to work with us. And again, connecting the partnership working is connecting you guys with other support organisations and making sure that you guys are getting the best opportunity as local businesses to grow and develop and become sustainable. So this is a short case study of a project that I undertook fairly recently. Was our minor works framework that we put out to tender. This is a framework for supporting our property service with various trades and services for the maintenance of our estate. So I worked with the internal partners, being the property service and our procurement service, to understand the workings of the framework and the opportunities it would present, and how it had worked in the past, and perhaps, because it had been a historical framework as well, understand what hadn't worked and what we could do better, and what they would like from their supply chain in terms of responsiveness and things like that, all the benefits that local suppliers can bring. So I took that out to the market, to the local suppliers, local contractors, shared this and encouraged them to connect with me and to work towards tendering for this. We held a supplier engagement event ourselves at Woodhill House, where we presented to the contractors the details of the framework, the details of the tender process, and the offering of support there to help them with this. Then we worked with Supplier Development Programme, and they offered a online webinar and a line tender training session, which was really well attended. I think we had like more than 40 people, 40 businesses signed up to that to go through, because I can work with a business and do so much, but Supplier Development Programme can go through things like single procurement document, which I couldn't sit down with every business and explain to them how to do this, but they can demonstrate to them through their webinar how to complete that, so they can see in real time like how it works, what's expected of them. It was a really great resource and really positively received by our local contractors and really help to prepare them for that tendering process. And also, in addition to that, I did offer one-to-one sessions with businesses. So to just, again, give them that guidance, to let them know what sort of answers we'd expect in a reward questionnaire, what we mean by certain terminology, because to a lot of businesses as well, dealing with public procurement is not like the first thing that they're equipped for doing. So there's a lot of terminology and language that we use and things that we ask for that they're quite unfamiliar. So having somebody to come to firsthand explain through things with them was really useful to a lot of businesses as well. So the results of this work that we put in for this framework has seen that the total number of submissions that we received increased by around 69%, which means to us that we now have, as a buyer, a greater pool of contractors available to us, which will make a more responsive supply chain that we spoke about, and hopefully will demonstrate better value for us with spending the public pound because it increases competition as well. And the percentage of the local contractors has risen from 47% to 61% of those submissions that came from businesses within Aberdeenshire. So I think it really helped to cement that by that work, that networking, that communicating with businesses has really paid off. So, and it will see a greater portion of our spend through that framework being retained within Aberdeenshire and benefiting our local businesses and our local economy. So I've quickly got just a summary of some areas where we will be looking for contractors or suppliers in the near future. Within our construction category, we are got the refurbishment and extension of Macduff Marine Aquarium, which is taking place. It should be awarded in November, with work starting in the spring. That'll go to a tier 1 contractor, but because of the community benefits that we put into our contracts, there will be opportunities for the local supply chain through that as well. We have a housing improvement programme, and again, that's going to go to tier 1, but they will have to demonstrate their engagement with the local market. We're also looking for suppliers for bread, roll and baked goods, and this is what we were thinking of employing this consortium business model. So we've got support from Cooperative Development Scotland to help our local bakers to work together. And there's a couple of others there, window cleaning and electricians for the EV vehicle charging network. So in conclusion, I hope that I have shared some insight into what Aberdeenshire Council are doing in their procurement strategy, how we want to engage with our local market, benefits that will bring to our Aberdeenshire as a whole, and how we can support you with that. We basically just want to let business know that our doors are open, and that I am like a route to that engagement for businesses, and that we will help you find the support you need in order to work with us. So yeah, thank you so much for your time.